What an amazing group you have here. These women, oh my gosh.
And we have two amazing gentlemen in this project as well. We have
Really?
Eric.
Okay.
Yeah, Eric Willoughby, and we have Stephen Champagne that both have some pretty amazing stories. So I'm excited about that as well. Well, Miss Flossie is a fabulous health coach. So that's exciting in itself. And we wrote together in LaToya Griggs' book a few months back, Paid by the Pound. And Flossie and I worked together a little bit on our writings. And so she had a fabulous story. So I'm excited to see her story in Finally Free too. She jumped right into the project like she just barely finished her last sentence on Paid by the Pound and jumped right in over here. So I am so excited and blessed to have her.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Miss Flossie, you are a health coach. Tell us about that.
Yes, I do health and nutrition, train people how to eat better, how to take care of themselves, improve their health. I've been doing that for 2 years. I've improved my health a whole lot from learning how to help others. I got rid of diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and I'm just doing great with my health walk now, which makes me feel better. And I know that without getting involved with it and trying to help others, I never would have made it myself. Because giving your own personal experiences to help other people is something they can believe in when they know it's something that you did and not something that you're telling about somebody else doing. So I'm really excited to keep helping people in that journey. And I read Family Free 1, and then I did the anthology with LaToya. And so when Dawn said she was going to do Finally Free 2, I'm like, oh, I got to be a part of this, because 1 was like excellent. It was so great. I read the book, just loved it. And so my chapter is dealing with abuse and getting out of abusive relationships and learning how to not blame yourself for what has happened, what's going on, looking at God to help you get through it. Just knowing a lot of women that I know, and I think what really pushed me to do it is that my niece ended up in an abusive relationship. And no matter how much I talked to her, she wasn't listening. And I've realized that when her eyes opened and when she came to me and said, it's enough, I've been going through this and that, and telling me what was going on with her, I was like, well, I was trying to save you from going through all that pain. But I understand, because until you are ready to accept what you're going through, until you're ready to change it, nobody can change it for you. Because when I was in my abuse, I saw it, but I didn't want to see it. So I made excuses to deal with it. I made excuses to stay in the relationship. I made excuses for him. I made excuses for myself. I tried to hide it from my family, but they knew what was going on. But they knew it was something I had to work through on my own. And so I wanted to help not only my niece, but help other ladies out there, especially young ladies, because a lot of times young people don't feel like they have anybody to turn to. And I have dealt with younger people because I used to work in counseling with youth. And so a lot of times they feel like they're trapped. There's no way out. There's nobody to talk to. There's nobody that'll listen. There's nobody that wants to hear what's going on with them. But what they have to realize is it is somebody there that wants to help them, that wants to bring them out of that pain, that wants to show them that they can and they will heal from it. It takes time, like Dawn said, it takes a lot of time, but the healing is there if you want to work on yourself and you want to heal from it. If once you admit to yourself that's what's going on, it's easier to start dealing with it, to start finding ways out. Like my niece did a lot of reading on self-help books to get her encouragement up of herself, to stop having a negative attitude about herself, a negative look at herself. You know, I went to church. I turned to God. I prayed. I went to church. I got into church. I started doing stuff within church because I knew God was telling me that wasn't for me. You know, I grew up with my mother and my father. I grew up with all uncles, cousins. They never ever put their hands on me in a negative way. So why would I let this man do this to me? That's what I kept asking myself. And the long run of it was I finally said, no, I don't love you this much for to have to fight you, to have you putting your hands on me, fighting me, to have you hurting me, to have me walking around bruised up or sore because I've been fighting you and I don't have to go through that. I don't have to do that. I'm better than that. I'm my own queen and I don't need anybody that's going to mistreat me, being around me, being close to me, being in my life like that. If you can't be the person that I want you to be, if you can't treat me with respect and love, you don't need to be around me. And after growing and getting through that experience, I have learned now, if anybody I'm in any kind of relationship with, whether it's friendship, whether it's an intimate relationship, if you're not treating me the way I want to be treated, I have no room for you in my life. I have no room for you in my world. It's time for you to go and be with somebody else. And I wish you luck with whatever you do, but I know it's not for me. I'm not going to spend years again trying to figure it out. I'm going to stop it at the beginning and I'm going to heal myself and I'm going to move forward because I don't need anything negative in my life. When I got away from this person, I got myself through college. I started working, enjoying my life, doing stuff that I wanted to do, traveling, stuff that I enjoyed doing that they did not want to do. And that's when I became free because I got to see the world. They didn't want to see the world. They didn't want to do stuff. They wanted to stay in their own little box all the time. And that's not me. That's not what I want. I like to get out, do things, meet people, enjoy people. Um, you know, like Dawn said, take a trip and lay on the beach, get a suntan. That's the kind of stuff I love to do. I don't want to just sit there and be miserable because I'm trying to please you, because I'm trying to love you, but you're not returning the love to me. So I just want my hope and my wish is that people would take away there is healing. There is a way to heal yourself. You have everybody's way of healing is not the same. Mine's is always turning to God and getting God to sow into me what I need at that time to get out of whatever the situation is I'm in. And so I rely on him a lot. I rely on church a lot. I rely on people. Like they said, if you surround yourself with positive people, you will start being positive and feeling positive and getting those positive vibes too. But if you stay in negativity, that's what you're going to get used to. And I never, ever want to get used to that again. I never, ever want to think, oh, this is okay. He just hit me this time. He's not going to hit me no more because he came back crying. Oh, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to do it anymore. And a couple days later, a week later, you're back doing the same thing. And I'm saying, oh, I forgive you. It'll never happen again because I never, ever want to go through all of that again. I want young people to know there is always somebody you can turn to, whether it's your family, whether it's a friend. My best friend wanted to fight this man. My best friend fought this man because she was trying to save me. So it's all about having somebody in your corner that you can talk to, you can be with, turning to the Bible, reading on the different passages in the Bible that help you through this kind of stuff. whatever your outlet is, that's what you need. A best friend, a church member, your pastor, somebody that you feel is there that can help you through all of this. And the one thing I learned is that I am a queen. I am enough. And I need everybody to know you are enough. You have to believe in yourself. You can't let other people's words knock you down so low that you can't believe in yourself. You gotta believe in yourself. You can't think that you're what somebody else says you are. You have to be bigger than that. You have to think of yourself as more than that. Because anything negative comes my way, I don't even listen. I brush it to the side now and I keep it moving because I know who I am. I know who I am. I know who I am through God. I know who He made me to be, and I'm going to always be that person that He has made me to be, and not what somebody else wants me to be or is trying to impose on me to be.
Oh, you just knocked it out of the ballpark. Oh my gosh. Keep preaching, girl. Let's go. That was amazing. Okay, can I ask you 2 questions? Is that okay with you if I ask?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you said, and I wrote this down, healing is there if you will work for it. Like that is boom, fireworks right there. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Healing is there if you will work for it. That's powerful. Peel that back for us a little bit more.
If you want to heal from anything that you're going through, you have to be willing to put the work in order to get to the other end. If you're in that dark tunnel, you got to work hard to get out. And if you don't decide to work hard to get out, you're going to get stuck in the middle. And getting stuck in the middle is nowhere to be because then you can't see the light. You can see the light, but you're not going to reach it. And all that's behind you, you're trying to get from, you're trying to run from. So you need to be able to work towards that light so you can see the healing, you can receive the healing, and you can get the healing. And if you choose not to, then like I said, you get stuck in a place of nowhere, of being in nowhere. You have to be able to see your way clear. And my nephew passed away. He was a young man. He was 33. He passed away in May. I'm sorry, March. He passed away in May, at the end of May. Well, you know, when young people pass, it just makes you feel like you're not going to survive. You're not going to get over it. You just can't. But I remembered his life. I remembered what he did. I remembered how he treated his illness. And like I used to always tell people, in his illness, he was always cheery. He was always happy. If you say, well, how you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing great. And I always try to remember that. I've been trying to remember that because sometimes I still get a little down because I can't see him. I can't call him. But I remember how his illness never took him to the lower part. It always kept him high, and he always remained high. And in abuse, you have to remember that this person's main mission is to keep you down, to control you. And the only way they control you is by telling you you're no good, you're ugly, maybe you're fat, nobody wants you, I'm the only one that wants you. That's what they will tell you. And if you believe that about yourself, you get sucked in that hole.
Right.
You have to say, no, I'm not. I'm a beautiful person inside and out. I love myself. You have to find that self-love. I believe Dawn said it. You have to find that self-love in order to grow from anything. If you don't have self-love, you get stuck. And being stuck is not where you want to be.
No.
So when you love yourself, you can get yourself through anything with the help with me, with the help of the Lord, you can get yourself through anything.
Yes.
Because if you pray and you ask him for it, he's going to deliver it to you. But you got to do some work on your end to make it out to be with him. You can't say, Lord, please help me, and you're not willing to do anything to help him. While he's crawling beside you, you got to be willing to crawl. When you start standing, he's standing. He's right there beside you, but you got to be there doing the work with him to make it out to the other side, to see the light, to feel the sunshine again, to feel the freedom, to feel the love. Because you have to love, when you love yourself, everybody loves you. If you're always negative and you can never have a positive word to say, that makes people back off from you. They may love you, but they back off from you because they don't want to be in that negativity. They want to be able to be positive and have, that love, that sense of light, that sense of happiness, that sense of joy. And so you have to find that within yourself so you can give it to others, so you can be there for others. Because right now I work in a women's prison, but my mission every day is to go to work and to sow some kind of happiness in those ladies' lives. You're stuck behind bars, you're locked up, but you shouldn't feel down about being locked up. You did what you did, get out, heal from it, open up a new world for yourself when you get out. And if you start there working on stuff, you will be successful when you get out. But if you just sit in that jail and say, oh God, I'm locked up, I can't do nothing, can't see my family, you're gonna be in misery. You're gonna live in misery. And you can't let yourself do that.
That is so good. What wisdom you speak tonight to us. This is amazing. I wrote down, when you love yourself, everyone loves you. That's so simple and so true. And that when you get into the middle of the tunnel, you get in the middle of the tunnel, you will see the light. But if you don't keep moving, you'll never walk into the light. You'll stay in the darkness. It'll just be something you see out there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, Flossie, this is amazing. So to those young people that are sitting there today going, yeah, you know what? I don't know who I can trust. I don't know who I can talk to. I know you say I'm not alone, but I feel alone. What do you say to them tonight?
The one person you can always trust is God. Like I said, he's there even when we don't know he's there. Yeah. All you got to do is pray and ask him. He's going to lead you to whoever, or he's going to lead that person to you. I know one time I was in a store, I was feeling down. I think it was right after my sister passed. And this lady walked up to me and she said, honey, can I pray for you? And I was like, sure. I never turned down prayer. I was like, sure, you can pray for me. But that made me feel so good that she cared enough. God will lead people to you when you're at your point of need. And you have to believe he's going to lead people to you that you need in your life to help you along the way. Mm-hmm. And I say that they need to invest, if they don't know God, because a lot of young people don't, if they don't know God, maybe just open yourself up and try to talk to a teacher or somebody that you have some kind of connection with. I believe everybody has a connection on some level with somebody. And it may take your friend to go out and talk for you to get you where you need to be, mm-hmm. to help you get to where you need to be. But I always feel it's somebody. I had a close family. I had a close-knit family. But still, I didn't feel like I wanted to talk to them. Sure. So I talked to a therapist at church. I talked to people at church. I prayed. And God was who led me to go to the church and get therapy. Mm-hmm. And that's what helped me get through what I was going through.
Right.
Because he said, you need to go, you need to listen, you need to talk. Because talking ain't my strong point. But you need to talk to somebody so that that person can help you through what you're going through. And once I opened my mouth, again, that was a free moment. When I opened my mouth and started talking to her, and she started giving me advice, and we started just meshing and getting all the hurt and stuff out, it
Mhm.
helped. And with this book, I'm hoping that I can help others, like my niece. Um, she turns to me a lot now because when she needs to talk, when stuff is getting her down, she's like, Auntie, I need to talk to you because, I need to, you're the only person I know that has really been through this like I was. So I need you to talk. I need to talk to you. I need you to help me. And I'm always open to her. I'm always open to anybody. Even the ladies at work. I'm going home, they stop me in the hall and say, Miss Stark, I really need to talk to you. And I stand there and I'm like, I really want to go home, but what you need? And I talk to them and I help them. And then I go ahead home. Because we have to be there for each other. We have to help each other in this world. Like Dawn said, we have to. We have to help each other. We have to have that willing heart and that giving heart to help others. Because there's so many people that need help and they feel like they have nowhere to turn.
Yeah.
And we gotta be those ones that they turn to so we can help them.
And you know that is such, I mean, such a fabulous point, Miss Flossie. One of the things, and I think in your situation, in my situation, it kind of comes back to a shame, so to speak. A shame because if we don't continue on doing exactly what we were doing, then in our eyes we failed. So for you were married, even though none of it was your fault. You still didn't want to, like you said, you didn't really want to talk to your family about it, really, because you're standing up to your family and you're saying, hey, this marriage is not, this is not good. There's some things going on here that are not good. Well, we kind of push it back on ourselves that we failed somewhere along the line. We failed. Either we failed in our choice, we failed in our actions, we failed in our inactions. And that was kind of like, I always felt like that. It's that I failed at my marriage. I failed at, continuing on with this fabulous career that I worked so hard for. Did I just give up? Did I fail? But the bottom line is that God comes to you and just takes you through all of it.
Yes.
He takes you through it. And like you said, I thought that was so fabulous that you said that, is that he will place people in your lives and give you the direction on where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to do if we are open to it. And if we are not standing and keeping it to ourselves and feeling ashamed, or feeling that we failed. It's not that we failed. It's that maybe we made a wrong decision, or maybe it was right. Not in your situation, but my situation. Maybe it was right at the beginning and then it wasn't right anymore. So
Right.
we can't be afraid to make those changes for fear of being considered a failure, or, I think that's why so many secrets get kept. Is because we don't want to tell anybody that, I certainly didn't want to tell anybody that I was spending thousands of dollars every week on things that I didn't need, because it was the only solace I could find, because I had turned from God and went to materialistic things. And so, I mean, like we said earlier, like Cher said, so many bad decisions. When you're making $250,000 a year, you shouldn't have to worry if you're only making $700 a month. Well, I had to worry because all that other money was gone.
Yes.
So, there's a lot of different things that all play into it. So thank you so much, Flossie, for being brave enough to tell your story. Cher, I know that you covered like some things too that were you know, I know this, you ladies, I am so grateful and I'm so thankful for both of you and all of the other authors for actually, you know, just telling it, because it's not easy. And Flossie, what you said was epic about the tunnel, because we get to the tunnel, and if we're not willing to put in that work to get to that light, and sometimes we don't want to put in the work because it is so painful. It's hard work. It's hard, painful work.
Yeah.
But you know, that's what we say: bold, fearless, you know, tenacious and triumphant. That's finally free. You know, it's gonna take a lot for some of us to become finally free, but I am so thankful that I'm finally free, and I see it in you two, especially. You know, you girls have done it, and yeah, it's an ongoing process. And I said this in an interview the other day, is that just because you become finally free doesn't mean that you don't still have to put in that work, because you can find yourself not in the same situation, but you can find yourself right back in the middle of that tunnel that Flossie talked about.
So true.
You can find yourself right back in the middle, bound by fear or another situation. So it's not, it's a constant journey. Finally free is not just that destination. It's not a one and done, because we all have, you know, something inside of us that could just bind us again. So we have to keep our minds clear, keep our heads right, and keep our faith strong, so that we don't end up in the middle of that tunnel looking at that light again and fearful to get to it, and we don't have to put in the hard work. When we see something, we got to work on it right away. So I think that both of you fully understand that, and fabulous stories. Oh my God, I'm so excited, Pamela. I cannot wait to read this book.
I am so excited. And so I've been really excited, and I don't want us to forget, because we're so excited. Flossie, when the book comes out, where do people reach out to you to get it?
They can reach me at Flossie Stark .now.site, or on Facebook. I'm on Facebook under my name, Flossie Stark.
All right, so you all heard that. Now you know where to go get the book as soon as it comes out. In how many days, Miss Dawn?
Actually, yeah, we're coming out Thursday, and tomorrow, yeah. You guys, this is big. It's finally here. It's about to be just a couple more days. So Thursday morning, you'll be able to get your Kindle copy.
Yay! Well, this has been amazing, Miss Dawn. Thank you so much for allowing me to be with you and your wonderful authors. I've been so inspired with everybody's stories tonight. I will be going and laying my head down and feeling very full and inspired and satisfied tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for watching and viewing. Make sure that you like it and share it and send these messages all around the world, because we need finally free to be global, because everybody deserves it. Because you all have a purpose by design. That's what you're here for. So let's be finally free so we can fulfill it. Dawn, thank you. And close us out.
I just really want to thank you, Dr. Pamela. And for those of you that are not aware, Dr. Pamela is also a featured author in the book. She's being, very quiet about that. So we're going to get her talking, within the next couple of days about her chapter. So I just want to say thank you so much for having us this evening, and Sher and Flossie, thank you so much for sharing and pouring your heart out. Going to enjoy the book. You're going to enjoy the book. And while you're at it, you can pick up part 1 if you want to, because there's amazing stories. But we look forward to seeing y'all. Thank you, Pamela.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
We've all been through it. Those times in life where we just want to give up. We want to give in. Where we just don't believe in ourselves anymore. You remember that mountain that looked impossible to climb, but you did it anyway? Do you remember that race that you didn't think you could finish, and you ended up on top? But see, you listen to the voice inside of you, the one that encourages you, inspires you, and drives you to do things that you didn't think you were capable of. Listen to the voice. It says one phrase that will ignite a flame in you that will set the world on fire. Can you hear it? Listen.
You have something special. You have greatness within you.
Les Brown and John Tellerico present The Greatness in You. This book anthology is changing lives around the world. The magic of the human spirit is highlighted by these timeless stories of men and women who are inspiring others to discover their own greatness. A collective of talented authors has been assembled for this project. NFL Hall of Famer Brian Dawkins, influencer and entrepreneur Alicia Little, Deputy Governor of the British Virgin Islands David Archer Jr., and world-renowned actor Sam Humphrey. Through their commitment, dedication, and determination, you'll learn how you can overcome any challenge, move into your highest potential, and embrace the miracles of life. You will hear 30 empowering stories led by the world's greatest motivational speaker of our time, the legendary Les Brown. His voice has inspired millions around the globe to find their greatness. And now he's unleashing the next generation of motivators and thought leaders who will inspire the masses. So if you're ready to find the greatness in you, order your copy today.
Calling all coaches. Join Dr. Pamela and doctoral candidate Deborah Allen in their new anthology, Coach Doctors, bringing their specialty to the table. They're signing authors right now. There are very few spots available. Get in contact with Dr. Pamela now through social media or email her at hello@purposewithpamela.com for more information.